Would you vote to end farm subsidy programs?
Farm subsidy programs have their time and place. Anything that would incorporate fair trade for our farmers, I would definitely vote for that.
To what extent do you believe that in an enlightened democratic society, the citizenry should be bound by any type of financial and social commitment to support the greater good of all Americans?
I don't think I really understand your question, so maybe you can ask it to me in a different way.
Okay. Do you think that we are bound as Americans, financially and or socially, to participate in supporting the greater good?
Oh, yes. Well, when you take a look at that, there's a couple of things you have to do. You have to remember one principle. We don't want to give things away. A helping hand up, get people back on their feet again so that they can move on and be successful. I don't think Americans have a problem, throwing their tax money at people in need and in emergencies. But what we need to make sure we do is that all those programs are not a lifestyle. They're temporary for people in emergency.
How would you assess today's political culture in D.C., and how could you be a productive representative of Missouri within that framework?
Sure. I think one of the things that we're missing out on, now I've been around a lot of congressmen and senators in my last couple of jobs. A good majority of them bring their ethics, they bring their passion, they come in and they do the job they say they're going to do. But an equal portion builds agendas, and those agendas are the whirlwind that's spinning around. People make the world go round, not money. And right now they focus on the money. How you get things done are more important than the money. But you have to work within your means. And we're not doing that. And your means aren't just financial means. They're the means of the ability of the people. And they're not listening because they're so busy manipulating situations so that there's always a positive outcome. That's political correctness. Political correctness is half-truths. And half-truths are lies. We need to go back to respecting one another. If we do that, then all the common threads is the work. Now, in political correctness, the things we're not talking about, the things that we're not caring to have a little tough love over, that's the work. That's where the dirt is. That's what we've swept under the carpet. That's what we need to pull out and work on. And we'll see a lot of improvement in Washington. This last thing is ethics. You have to bring your ethics. You got to remember that when you go there, you're representing the people. When you're talking to anyone else in Washington, they're looking at you in the face. They're not looking at Tony Laszacs. They're looking at Missouri. And when you stand in front of them, you have to take that responsibility. That's a burden to some, but an enlightenment for others. And you really got to be very serious about that. And they have to feel like, boy, those people from Missouri really have values. They really are the heartland of America.
Mm-hmm. And I think you may have addressed this earlier, but this is the last part of this last question. Is how will you measure your own success?
Yes. I measure my success every day. And you know what? My campaign manager, he's a retired sergeant major. He wants results. And I said, let's just take a step for a second and look at all the successes. We found jobs for people since we've been campaigning. We put people in homes. We married people up that were homeless, that needed to find their sisters. We made sure people were using their programs right. We enlightened people to vote. We had plenty of voter registration while we were campaigning. So you measure your successes every single day. What are your achievements? Now, I believe that I'll do the best job for Missouri. My experience and my leadership style. You trained me. American people paid for my leadership style. They paid for me to become somebody that can stand tall and measure up to anyone. But that's not the success. The success is in how much you care. I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care.